Hi, today I'm going to show you a technique I use for my vertical vines beanie and my vertical vines slouch. This technique, it consists of knitting one and then doing a diamond laced stitch over 2 pegs and then repeating that around the loom. It works with any loom that has multiple of three pegs or is divisible by 3. So a 30 peg, 36 peg, the 48 peg loom is what I use for the slouchy hat vertical vines. Vertical vines slouchy hat pattern, which is this hat right here, one of my new favorites. So I've already done the brim, which is a 1x1 brim, and I'm just going to show you on the 30 peg loom with 3/4 inch gauge. I'm using a super bulky yarn just to show you the technique used for this. So what you're doing is you're knitting peg 1 and then you're doing a diamond lace stitch across pegs 2 and 3. So you're wrapping peg 2, coming from behind, bringing your yarn through, back behind, and then like that, through pegs 2 and 3. So that your yarn is facing in towards your loom. You're going to knit peg 4. You're going to wrap around peg 5, working from, not 5, 6, working, skipping peg 5, you're working peg 6 from the back, then through to your front, and you're doing the diamond lace, or the figure 8 it's often called. You're knitting the next peg and you're repeating this process all the way around the loom. Knitting, working the diamond lace, stitch around the next 2 pegs, knitting using the E-wrap method, the next peg, working the diamond lace around the next 2 pegs, knitting the next peg, and if you want you can mark your loom to help. Otherwise it's just worked over 3 pegs. So here's the set of 1. We're going to do the knit, the diamond lace, or the figure 8, which people call it the figure 8 because once it's wrapped it looks kind of like an 8. And so that's 3 pegs. The next 3 pegs you're knitting, working around the next 2 pegs. Now we're working on the next set. We knit the first peg in the set of 3, diamond lace stitch the next, knitting this peg, and diamond lace stitching. So now we've wrapped the entire loom. I'm going to go ahead and knit over each of the pegs so that only 1 stitch remains. I like to do the first one just so that it holds. Pushing down on the loom as you go. And just bringing the bottom loop over the top. And the knit 1, diamond lace repeat can be done on any loom that's divisible by 3. And it helps. And this is what I use in my vertical vines beanie and my vertical vines slouchy hat. And if you're following that hat pattern, this would be row 2 of the body portion of the hat. Row 3. Now your working yarn is in between for this one it's in between 29 and 30. If you were doing it on the 48 peg Cindy Red loom, it would be in between 47 and 48. You're not going to do anything to this last peg. You're going to start for the pattern, for the vertical vines pattern, you start right away at the next row, which is row 3. You start is just a row of E-wrap. So you bring your working yarn and you start with peg 1 doing the E-wrap stitch, and you E-wrap all the way around for peg row 3. And so that's how you do the row 2 and 3 on the vertical vines, or the knit one, diamond lace stitch. And I'll do another video that shows you how to do row 4, which starts with a diamond lace stitch and then goes to a knit stitch. You do a diamond lace stitch over pegs 1 and 2, you knit peg 3, you do a diamond lace stitch over 4 and 5, knit peg 6. And I'll show you that in a separate video. Thanks for joining me.